Welcome to a new reading vlog. It is Friday the 13th and I have come dressed prepared. So happy Friday the 13th. This will be part 2 of me reading Empire of the Vampire. I am 50% through and I'm hoping to get a massive chunk of this done this weekend. So yeah, welcome to a new vlog. Happy Friday the 13th. Let's get spooky. Lots of spooky things are starting to appear in the stores. Only a little bit. Not as much as the States seems to. Canada's still pretty slow. But to be fair, it's only the middle of August. But I found some stuff that I picked up today and I wanted to do a little mini Halloween haul. First up are these really cute headbands. I actually have pumpkin ones that I got last year or the year before that I wear pretty much all Halloween. And now I have a little bit of diversity. I have a little cat and some cute little bats. I got this little cutie. I'm gonna name him Casper. I think he's gonna live at my desk at work. Because why not? He can keep me company. It's very lonely here. But he's so cute. And lastly, I got this cute little skull and crossbones scarf. But I think I can actually probably just use it as a hair tie. You know, a little hair scarf. A little piratey hair scarf. So yeah. Not much, but it was a lot of fun bringing a little bit of Halloween joy into my life. And I can't wait until there's even more stuff. Yay! I really wasn't in the Halloween spirit last year. I was going through a lot of stuff personally. And of course, the pandemic was going on. But I just, I've had some good therapy sessions lately. And I'm ready to get back into my horror world as far as movies are concerned and podcasts and as far as getting in the Halloween spirit. It's gonna happen this year, you guys. It's gonna be intense. Get ready. All right, it is a Saturday, and I am on page 400 of Empire of the Vampire. And it is a very epic battle scene right now, and I'm very stressed. But I wanted to read a part to you because, so at one point they go into this kind of strange forest, and in this world there's no sun. Or there is a sun, but it's basically an eclipse 24/7. And so the woods and the plants and everything, they don't grow because there's no sunlight. So there's a ton of creepy mushrooms and strange dark type of plant life that grows instead. And the group, who I won't mention their names, they journey into this forest at one point and they find a giant stag. And they're like, oh, fuck yeah, dinner. And they shoot the stag and it turns around and they realize that it's a monstrous figure. And the way Jay Kristoff described it made me think so much of the movie Annihilation, because I wonder if he was inspired by that in any way. So here's the description of the stag. And obviously this isn't a spoiler, it's just a stag, chill. The left side of the beast's body was covered in pale growths, pustules linked by a lattice of cobwebs. Its left eye bulged from its socket, bloated with what might have been blood. The stag shivered, gore spilling from the quarrel in its neck. Rearing up on its hind legs, it threw back its head and screamed. But as its mouth opened wider, it split apart entirely, chin and jaw, even its throat unfurling like the petals of some awful flower to form a horrid tooth-filled maw. And its scream was a little girl's, a human girl's. Oh, it's so good, right? It just reminds me so much of the bear in Annihilation, when the bear yells and it's actually the screams of their friends who have died. So yeah, don't worry, this book has a lot of horror elements to it. It's pretty horrifying. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to reading this battle, and hopefully all of my beloved characters don't die, but it's Jay Kristoff, and like he always says, I don't write happy endings, so, you know. You guys, I finished it. I didn't think I'd finish it this weekend, but those last 400 pages just flew by. It is an easy 5 out of 5 star read for me. I loved everything. Characters, plot, location, twists, turns, lore, history. I loved it. I freaking loved it. And I can't wait to talk about it properly when the book comes out, because I have a lot of feelings. A lot of feelings I need to get out there into the world. And I can't wait for the sequel, which it's gonna be a long wait for me. But I will say this. I understand a lot of people don't like to read big books, but just read it. Like, it doesn't feel like a big book, which, I mean, I don't think big books are bad anyway. People are just, you know, my thoughts and feelings on people's opinions around 500 plus page books. This reads fast. This is totally like this doesn't feel like almost 750 pages. When I was reaching the end and I realized I only had 30 pages left, I was devastated. I could have read another 700 pages of this story. It's just amazing. I have to write a review, a proper book review that will go up the week before this comes out. So that gives me like 3 weeks to get my thoughts and feelings into a easily read and one that makes sense book review. Clearly I can't. My words make no sense right now. And then I didn't know what to read next, and so I thought I would pick up and try and finish The House by the Cemetery, and boy, I did not finish it. I DNF'd it. It was bad, y'all. You know I don't talk smack about books if I don't like them, but I did not like this book. I did not like it. And you know what? Like, one of my biggest pet peeves I find that happens quite a bit in horror novels is that the author like wants to prove to you that he watches horror movies. It's like, chill, dude. I get it. You've watched a horror movie. You don't have to fucking mention it every freaking 5 pages. Like, listen to this. This is just one part of it. One of like 1,000. I think Banned in Britain might be a little obscure for our audience. I don't think most people in the suburbs are too familiar with Cannibal Holocaust or Unhinged or Flesh for Frankenstein. We get it. We get it, dude. We get that you watch horror movies. So that's a huge DNF for me. And now I have no freaking idea what to read next. So it's going to be tough to follow up Empire of the Vampire. It's going to be really tough. I got to be really careful with what I pick next, because I could slide into a book slump, but I'll let you guys know when I figure it out. We're in another heat wave, by the way, and you know what sucks about being in a heat wave other than everything? Having to do a hour-long cardio session in a unair conditioned apartment. Ugh. It's raining. It's kind of hard to see, but it's finally raining. Oh my God, we need this so bad. All the fires are completely out of control. Everything is dead plant-wise. Oh, I hope this keeps going for the rest of the week. So I decided to go to the library and check out their new releases shelves, because they usually have a really great diverse section of everything new that's come out. And, you know, I'm kind of worried about going into a book slump. So I thought it would be fun to give some new authors a try and see what happens. Why not? This actually is not a new author. This is the new book from Laura Purcell. She wrote this book called The Poison Thread, which I loved. I read it last year and it was absolutely incredible. So this is, I guess, her latest book, The House of Whispers. Consumption has ravaged Louise Pinecroft's family, leaving her and her father alone and heartbroken. But Dr. Pinecroft has plans for a revolutionary experiment. Convinced that sea air will prove to be the cure his wife and children need, he arranges to house a group of prisoners suffering from the disease in the caves beneath his new Cornish home. And then 40 years later, Hester arrives at the house to take up a position as nurse to the now partially paralyzed and mute Miss Pinecroft. Hester has fled to Cornwall to try to escape her past, but surrounded by superstitious staff enacting bizarre rituals, she soon discovers her new home may be just as dangerous as her last. So that kind of makes me think of that great horror movie, A Cure for Wellness. And I wonder if it'll be like that, because that would be really cool. And then authors that are new to me, I picked up this book called We Germans by Alexander Starrett. And this is a historical war novel. In the throes of the Second World War, young Meisner, a college student with dreams of becoming a scientist, is drafted into the German army and sent to the Eastern Front. But soon his regiment collapses in the face of the onslaught of the Red Army, hell-bent on revenge in its race to Berlin. Many decades later, now an old man reckoning with his past, Meisner pens a letter to his grandson explaining his actions, his guilt as a Nazi participator, and the difficulty of life after war. Sounds dark as fuck, but I'm into it. And lastly is The Lost Village by Camilla Sten. And I believe this is translated by Alexandra Fleming. And, oh boy, I just realized why I picked this up. The Blair Witch Project meets Midsommar in this brilliant, disturbing thriller. Oh boy. Documentary filmmaker Alice has been obsessed with the vanishing residents of an old mining town dubbed the Lost Village since she was a little girl. In 1959, her grandmother's entire family disappeared in the mysterious tragedy, and ever since, the unanswered questions surrounding the only two people who were left, a woman stoned to death in the town center and an abandoned newborn, have plagued her. She's gathered a small crew of friends in the remote village to make a film about what really happened. What is this translated from? Ooh, it's been film and TV. Oh, Polish. It's been translated from Polish into English. Cool. I kind of want to start that one first because that sounds right up my freaking alley. And since I'm moving on to new books to be read, I'm going to end this vlog here since this is technically the Empire of the Vampire vlog and I'm no longer reading that. I'm going to end this here and start a new one. Thanks guys for watching. All right. See you guys in the next one. Have a good week.